Greetings everyone, please go mode to make sure everything's set on up. I realize I got to turn on one thing, so please give me a moment. I always forget how much the main menu lags me up quite a bit. And looks like everything's good to go. So, let's go and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Small on top left side as the Cyan Zuzi's Legacy with Krakid here. Small on bottom right side as the Magenta English. We have GG Chrysaor. Oh, I butchered that name. Of course, got villagers on gold, villagers building a house. For Zuzi's Legacy, let's see, where is he going to build the meditation gardens? That's a village. Putting it right here, we'll get a bit of stone and gold. Here, give him a wood and stone, but I probably want to try a bit more resources. He could put it here and give him a good amount of wood and some gold. And put it here could give him food, gold, and a tiny bit of wood. You know, I don't see a good spot for the meditation garden. Maybe right here? Can that reach 3 resources? Perhaps. Give him gold, stone, bit of food, and tiny bit of wood. So maybe that's the best spot there. Not a great spot. Guess we'll wait and see. You may go with the, what's it called, the Zhangan Tower first in order to not go for it. Do you have the Abbey King's Employment Field? And he's going for Meditation Garden. I wonder if that skims of gold. You can see here it slightly covers it, but I have no idea if that actually gets it. Does it go by the point of origin in the middle of the entity, or does actually hit it just by getting any sort of somewhat overlap? Either way, this will give him some food, some stone, and maybe some wood chips with that tree. Meditation Garden's almost complete. Abbey King's is being built. Usually what I've been seeing is people go for Abbey Kings, they're trying to go for a fast castle or a secondary town center. Fast castle can result you to get out of secondary town center in the form of the Abbey Kings. First king being put on the field. We do see a wood chip being collected as well as a bit of food, and does get the gold deposit as well, so he is getting 4 solid resources and a wood chip per second. The Zhangan Tower is being built, which will give a bit of rebate upon constructing military structures. The biggest rebate is in the form of stables, the horsemen, since horsemen do cost 120, a stable is 150. So you could try mass producing horsemen by paying a premium to get out more production structures. Is that a great idea? Probably not, since it's coming from me. I'm saying it's a possibility. King does receive some fire from the town center. And I do see a secondary English town center now being built in the center of the map. Or, not the center of the map. Right next to the first one. Very, very different word. King is moving down south. We do have a scout here. Do now the village is rotating to stone. He is eyeing for secondary town center himself since it's being supervised. Good progress made away onto wood. He does get out a spearman here. Has a bit of hardened spear as well. He built one and got a free one from Zhengen Tower. Here comes the king. He does have one spearman here. One spearman may have a bit of trouble. Don't know the exact number of spearmen to kings you need. But one spearman should be more than adequate to make the king keep his distance. Does take some stabs there. The king's DPS is not highest, but he is focused on that wounded villager. And not to mention the town center is there providing some good hand cannoneer fire. And looks like he will go down a little bit foolishly. Yeah, the town's under there. The one spearman was more than adequate. Let's see, a spearman does 28 damage per strike, -2, 26 damage after the armor. So it'll take out the king in 9 hits? Yeah, 9 hits. And the king will do as half attack speed. Nope, it's not half per se. But 6 damage per strike against a hardened spearman is 5 hits. A slightly slow attack speed. Yeah, looks like the math is the king can beat a spearman in 1v1 combat. But it does actually get a little bit close. But with that town center providing fire support, the king will definitely not win. The spearman may not live, but nor will the king. We do now have the town center not being built. Longbowman on the build queue. Do have some early Palace Guards here. Oh yeah, he went for Song Dynasty, which means... Oh wait, no. That doesn't exist for Zuzi's Legacy. Either way, early Palace Guard is actually a unit you rarely ever see. It's not being played on field. Palace Guard have less armor than normal normal men-at-arms, which is very key distinction from English men-at-arms, who tends to rely on heavier armor. But they do get quite a bit more ability. Right now they do move the same speed as Musafati warriors. Longbow move the same speed as crossbows. So there is quite a bit of a speed difference between the two. King does get some strikes there. 3 Palace Guard in the field. Palace Guard are slightly more expensive than Man-at-Arms by 5 gold. He is supervising the barracks, looks like. Huh. Also, I wonder, who is this guy supervising? I see the mill being supervised, but it looks like there's 3 of them on top of that mill. And I don't see the supervise effect anywhere, so... Sorry, I'm probably overthinking some of that stuff. Either way, there's plenty of gold inside the mill from the pick on up. We got a decent number of longbowmen. He does have an outpost here. And hand cannon outpost does offer a bit more damage against most targets. It's pretty cheap compared to arrow slits and does hit quite nice and hard. Longbowmen not being engaged by the early Palace Guard. They do have only 2 range armor rather than 3. But they still retain the 3 melee armor as paired to their Castle Age variants. So they're effective versus spearmen, but not. But longbowmen will punch them nice and hard. 4 damage per shot, barring any armor differences. In which we do actually have +1 range armor, so that would reduce the longbowmen's damage output by 25%. Which does add quite a bit up. Another outpost being built here. More longbowmen on the way forward. He does have the village nearby, so he can, with this outpost built, he can support up to 20 or 18 villagers on that gold deposit. A very good number indeed. Granted, the village does not get arrow defenses. And Palace Guard charging the way forward. With proper micro, the longbowman may pull ahead, but got +1 melee damage, well, putting these guys to 10. And that will make him much more divisible against the longbowman itself. I don't have to do much math on that because 10 and 70. So they will take on 7 hits. So it may be worth it for the English player to get +1 melee armor, but we do see now +1 white tower. being employed on the field. Being employed way back here to keep his farm safe, which against Chinese variants that may not be half bad, since palace guards are not half bad at raiding villagers due to their heightened speed. Got an outpost here. Scout spots it and receives some arrows. Villager does go down there. King advancing. You have some palace guards there. I'm not sure where the spearmen are. Zuzi's legacy player has enough gold to age up and needs a bit more food. Picking up some deer now. We also got a bit of palisade walls going on up on the flank. The king will spot the villager, but will not engage the villager. This player is now aged up. We've got wood chopping research and the wheelbarrow research on the way for the English player. Mount Lu Academy, which does provide more taxable income in the form of food, as well as more official research. Some official research for the officials. Walls do go down. Local doggo getting some bites there. Now behind to go through this gate as well. Longbowmen pushing their way forward, trying to engage. Now got the elite longbowmen research on the way. Knight and king are charging his way forward. And right now these palace guard are having a huge quality issue. Longbowmen don't have any blacksmith research, but once they get their or the veteran research, they will get a decent more amount of damage, +2 I would remember correctly. And now do have the Palace Guard upgrade, upgrading the early Palace Guard, the regular Palace Guard, and single whip reform. So it's going to be whipping the Imperial officials to run faster, which will help with the tax collection. Most of the time it seems like Chinese players don't really collect their taxes all too much, since they want those Imperial officials to supervise the work, which does result in more income. Palace Guards getting good chop there. Palace Guard up with 13 damage will help counteract for quite a bit of armor of these units. Good number of knights on the field. More spearmen would not hurt. And now do have the regional inspection supervise the improves the supervision from 150% to 300. Let's just sign to build an outpost here. Monk will grab the relic. You can always go to Shaolin Monastery a little bit later to get out the Shaolin monks, which should be pretty effective against these longbowmen. Palace Guard's been upgraded now. Or they already been upgraded, I should say. Backing off there, outpost does get cancelled. There's quite a bit of shrubbery there. Now got a big number of farms being pulled on the field. The Zuzi's legacy player has far too much wood at the moment. Meditation Garden's total end number is 36, 1 wood chip, 25, and 25. So he's getting good resource there from the Meditation Garden. And he also has a mass amount of wood and gold, almost enough gold to age up. He may just go straight for food and eye for a massive age up. But speaking of which, these villagers are out of food. He can go for these deer here. He has plenty of woods for outposts and mills. Camping this relic there for a good number of nights. This may not be enough palace guards. Science Scout does spot all this. Just bring a couple spearmen over. Whatever spearman he has is all he needs. Second relic has been picked on up. We got another set of knights being pushed on forward. We do now have this outpost here. And he will find the outpost. Outpost quickly gets destroyed on off. Villager gets hacked apart. And now I got the monk here. Well, I best to hack him apart as well. Let's have some spearmen here, which may be just enough to help him engage these knights. There's 9 knights there, plus 1 king, and there's a good number of crossbows and longbowmen there. Honestly, he could have kept with the longbowmen production since the palace guards do have a lot less armor. Because right now, the English Empire has no blacksmith research. See a massive number of granaries here. The Chinese player does have 105 villagers versus 36, so he's up by 19. More Imperial officials. You could probably task an Imperial official on each one of these granaries. Then perhaps task one Imperial official on whatever gold source he's primarily using, another Imperial official on the primary wood source he's using. And then you can have the last one on whatever taxes you want to give. I'm curious, how many Imperial officials can you get? Yeah, you can get up to 6. You can get another 2 more with the Zuzi's Academy. Or library, I should say, not academy. Does break on through the walls, but not advancing through the walls. Science armor is going to the gate. Of course, he doesn't have vision of where the knights are. Looks like he's going to, now has vision of where the knights are. Crossbows get a good volley there. Does get some hits on these various knights. King took a hit there as well. Villagers gonna play Ring Around the Rosie. Some of them are going to go down. He does have an acceptable number of villagers he has. He can take losses, I should say. More villagers backing on off. Spearmen and Palace Guard trying to make forward. Looks like all these knights may go down. There's too many forces here. Too many crossbows, too many spearmen. Some of these villagers are being impaled to try and get more villager kills. More of these horses taking some damage. King does go down. The king is dead. And no king is being rebuilt. Crossbows and longbowmen could start engaging. Got a bit of a trail there from the outposts that just got popped up. Some of the crossbows are actually improperly being tasked of being ran forward there. Longbowmen and crossbows engaging. Looks like the archers and palace guard are quickly going down. Vegeta's losing all of his man-at-arms. Some are still alive. Now the Zuzi's crossbows being forced them back. Vegeta may get some more of these outposts being built. Spring Golden place to find a way. Golden trying to fortify the outposts now. SMBs is now being built. It's a good volley there. Man-at-arms quick goes on down there. Man-at-arms or SPs falling back. Man-at-arms does go down there, and the outpost gets destroyed. We do now the Temple of the Sun now being built, which will give him a bunch of configurable bonuses. Right now, the Zuzi's Legacy player has a massive gold reserve. Doesn't have much wood, has a good amount of food income. Nesbees is finding a volley there. Man-at-Arms forward. Zuzi's Legacy player is not going for, is going for elite Palace Guard research. He may not go for elite crossbows. He's not really playing eyeing for crossbows. He may be eyeing for hand cannoneers. So if he goes to the Zuzi's library, he can get out some good crossbow upgrades. Nesby is taking some severe damage. Both Nesbys have gone down. All the man-at-arms have been cleaned on up. But now is the issue of all these longbowmen, as well as the crossbows. Man-at-arms now push way forward, trying to torch down this outpost. Will take a bit of time. Does have this additional fire armor. Crossbows and a couple of Zinchnews push way forward. Zinchnews are probably from rebaited archer ranges. Got Palace Guards, elite Palace Guard push way forward in good numbers. And now he's bypassing his opponent. I do have the combat sprint active. Or no, he has the increased movement speed, Divine Haste from the Temple of the Sun. So these Palace Guard moves almost as fast as Knights and Scouts. It's a little bit slower. Looks like it's not going to be trying to hit some of these villagers now. Palace Guards getting ripped apart thanks to the White Tower in the back line. Now some of these other forces being cleaned on up. He may go to Berkshire Castle to help keep his farming line secure, or he could eye for the Werngard Palace in order to get out some of those powerful elite units. Not fighting against any horsemen right now, so the Werngard footmen are not super useful, and the Werngard longbowmen just offer good general purpose damage, as well as some good range. Go for the Werngard bowmen, Werngard rangers. It may be great to mix in some knights go along with that, since they will counter the spearmen. By the way, it's all the English player. Granted, the Werngard army I always mentioned beforehand gives you basically a free trebuchet. And since he's fighting against a good number of Palace Guard, the 2 free crossbowmen that go along with the trebuchet would not hurt. Zuzi's Legacy is actually eyeing for Grenadiers. That's interesting. Can't wait to see how well they do. The English players tend to go for a large number of man-at-arms. It should be decent against the man-at-arms. They do siege damage, so the heightened English armor will do nothing. I'm pretty sure with the Temple, you can give them +1 range, because I think they're classified as gunpowder. Yep. Got some Grenadiers not pulling on the field. They do have the increased movement speed thanks to Divine Haste. The projectiles are similar to Mangonels. Technically you can dodge them, but the range is so short, it's somewhat hard to actually dodge them. But he did dodge them right there. They do offer decent damage versus buildings as well. He is taking some damage from Grenadiers. More Grenadiers will go on the field. Palace Guards also have gained some damage onto those battering rams. More of those spring gulls. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. Went all down. He's showing forward with more of these Palace Guards and Grenadiers. Only 12 Grenadiers, is not eyeing for more Grenadiers at the moment. He has a nice little core of them. They can offer some good siege damage. Their attack speed is the same attack speed as an archer as well. They do siege damage, so they can do full damage versus the batter rams. Though they won't get the bonus damage vulnerability that batter rams have, because that's only melee damage. More Grenadiers in the build queue. Oscar turns way forward, torching out stuff. The English Guard is not aged up, needs more gold before we can age up. Right now, just going for mass crossbows. Grenadiers are classified as light range. Those Grenadiers also have more health than a tank cannon as well. Now we do actually have the Weingard Palace. You know, they're classified as light range, which means horsemen doing bonus damage versus range will be effective versus those Grenadiers. So maybe it's a good idea for him to go with the Weingard, was it Raiders? Even 3 knights, 3 horsemen. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Doesn't need any trebuchets at the moment. He's on defensive. Gate quickly goes on down. Trying to get this gate goes on down, and all the stone walls along with it. We've got another what's called network castles active. Weingard Palace is actually being built here, and it looks like villagers are getting killed off trying to build it up. The Chinese players 142 villagers, maybe have too many villagers, and the Grenadier is doing some great damage to the Weingard Palace. The Weingard Palace will get fully destroyed, and he gets no resources back from that. That is a massive loss. That's probably going to be game. And that is game. It's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yeah, losing a Age 4 structure like that, that's game. I don't think there's any more replays and casts from him, so... This name... Oh, we got actually replays we can cast. Too short. Too short. $54, perfect. 29 minutes. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replays. Well, on the bottom left side as the magenta Rus, we have QX, LM, LM, QC, LM. Well, on top right side as the Cyan Zuzi's Legacy, we have John Deere Depp. Definitely a joke name there. And this name at first thought maybe was some sort of like single character hashed of something hexadecimal. But that doesn't make any sense. Not some coded hexadecimal, because what I was trying to say is character substitution, that's what I'm referring to. Like encrypted hexadecimal something, but that makes no sense. Either way, do not the sheep moving around being picked on up. When it comes to map generation, oh yeah, we do also have a Rus player on the field. Let's back on out, see the Rus player's deer collection. He has found 8 deer. He has not found this deer deposit. Does find a local doggo. Finds another local doggo there. This deer deposit's been found by Magenta. He did find this deer deposit there. Magenta did. So he has a good amount of trade bounty. He will get tier 2. These deer are untouched and unspoiled. And we've got now the scout would be very close to finding those deer and the sheeple. Scout does take a couple slices there. He here have all gone down. He has 360 trade bounty, which means if he kills off both 4, he will get tier 3 trade bounty without needing the high trade hall. So he could eye for the Abbey of the Trinity. And now the Kremlin being pulled on the field over here. We immediately see a decent number of villagers onto stone, so he is eyeing for a secondary town center. Zuzi's Legacy player has bought up the Meditation Garden right there. That will provide a massive amount of gold. I don't think the large gold deposit will give him access to additional gold, so there should be at least 50 gold per minute. Essentially, what was this, like 48 food per minute? This is actually the large berry deposit as well, so this is actually maybe 60. And he will get actually a small amount of wood, maybe 12 if I would hazard a guess. Guess we're gonna wait and see. Oh, 16. There we go. It's actually maxed out now. 48, 16, 50. So it's very close. So the Meditation Garden is going to provide an excellent amount of income. 110 at least. Towns that are being built next to the Deer Deposit. We got the Dragon Tower. He is going for a secondary town center himself. Scout being shanked by, or a village being shanked by a scout. He's trying to wall in the walls. He thinks his opponent's going for a fast castle, but that's simply not the case. And the village is getting interrupted there. He has bringing out a paramilitia. The militia protecting the villagers. That's actually somehow realistic. And he may want to get the Microlith village to be on the outside of the walls. They're perfect. Kremlin does get a couple shots there, but both players can be eyeing for our eco play. We do have an early palace guard deployed in the field, as well as a handful of spearmen. He is concerned about any early knights, but that's simply not going to be the case. So the early spearmen will allow them to start torching down those walls to get those relics. Battering ram now being floored on the field. Over here we do have still a bit of damage. Battering ram now floored out in the field. So the Zuzi's Legacy is going to be a bit aggressive. Does get some villagers scarce on the inside. He does have only 4 militia available, not a whole lot. He does have some archers in the field and 1 early knight in the build queue. The militia have been brought on in immediately. Does get some villagers inside the town center. Doesn't he get 1 more villager inside the town center perhaps? The early palace guard only has 2, well it does have 3 range armor thanks to a blacksmith research. Scout, Science Scout should go down. Militia now push way forward. Early Knight gets a free charge attack there. Archers engaging, getting some good damage on those spearmen. Scouts taking time to shank a Zinchnu. Counselor is getting repaired on look by spare villagers. Militia and Knight charging way forward, and everything gets cleaned up by Cyan. The villagers inside the town center can be routed back to the deer. We do got a good number of Zinchnus on the field, so horsemen and or knights will be decent. And the reason why I actually lost all of his scouts, not sure where they went. Oh, to death. But where they died, I'm not sure. There's one, and that may be the other one there. Cyan does have 1 scout on the field, and now got some knights streaming on in, trying to perhaps raid. Battering rams have been built. Now let's push this way forward. So engage the town center now with 3 battering rams. Doesn't have a barracks on the field. He has a good number of knights, as well as a handful of archers. There's only a small number of spearmen. looks like it's going to expand this infrastructure, this town center. Nice backing on off, no villager kill for both sides. Very similar kill destroyed value. Nice charging wave forward. Scout does go down. Takes out, or almost takes out an early Palace Guard. Early nice charging wave forward. Only a couple spear in this region. Hoping to focus those down. Looks like all the spearmen went down, as well as the Palace Guard. What remaining archers he has, he needs to hit those spearmen. Start back off now. The early knights do have 4 range armor. The Zinjinus do have 5 damage, so they do 1 damage per bolt. We now have some regular horsemen. I'll be in the build queue for the roofs. They cost half the price as a knight, and the +1 range damage does get interrupted there, which is actually important. The Kremlin does have 2 charges available, so bring in a handful of militia. I'm taking some damage there. Horseman charges way forward. Knights and horsemen moving up here. Knights taking some damage there. Knights are now backing on off. With the spearmen still in tow, there's a good number of spearmen there. Handful of spearmen there. His battery rams are backing on off. He maybe could task a village to start repairing them up. Handful of palisaded walls there just to help protect his village line. And something I just realized as well, this wood line, he got screwed. This is what it should look like. He got skimmed off. Somebody ate all of his trees. Knights pushing his way forward. Got another spearman here. High trade house in the build queue. Does take some damage. Knights taking some damage. These knights and horsemen heading up north. Relic still encased. So the Roost player could eye for the relics himself. None of these knights could just want to fall back to the town center and wait for a warrior monk to heal them up either way. His forces will take some hits there. He will see the meditation gardens, will not disturb it too much. And these forces are wounded. Mount Lu Academy now being on field. That gives them access to some Imperial official research. Battery rams push way forward. None of them garrison, so there should be easy pickings. And full palisade walls up here to help protect the deer deposit. He also has a handful of trees around the hunting cabin as well. Oh, those knights are wounded. Yep, falling back to a warrior monk to get them healed up would be quite useful. High trade house was to pull it out over here, which will skim quite a good number of trees, 58. That hunting cabin will go down. And here comes a massive number of militia. Bit of a waste, but he will get them killed off. He can't push forward. Townsend does get a kill. 2 kills. Roost Archer's charging way forward. Doing some damage there. He still has not got +1 damage, so his archers are quite inferior. They'll do 4 damage per bolt, while his opponent is doing 15 damage per volley. We do not have a round of, I guess, the same militia. They should be dying from dysentery relatively soon. These knights can't really push into that. No, I suppose they can. This one has not got the +1 damage, nor does it have the veteran engineer research. Now got the veteran spearman there. Archers get some damage as well. Engineers will slowly be picked on off. He's going to get some crossbows on the field. Spearman Palace Guard engaging. Does get some good hits there on these knights. More spearmen engaging. Archers do take some damage. These forces still trying to skirt around. Just get a good volley there, and there's just no good number of palisade walls, so these knights are going to go on down. Over here, we do now have some of these spearmen go on down. They do, all of them do get picked on off. Spear and Palace Guard moving around. These knights taking some damage. They all go down. You guys have some veteran horsemen. No more knights left in the field. Not sure if you went for early knights or regular knights. Pair of war monks in the field. Both players have claimed 2 relics. The last relic is right there. And the warrior monk's heading over there now. What's up with that wall formation? Is he putting all those archers and crossbows inside of a wall formation? I have no idea what this wall formation is. He's trying to make a, well, wooden fortress there. A wooden fort. Did not go well. Maybe it got a bit more time to build it out. I mean, wooden palisade wall, the fortified palisade walls have double the amount of health, with cost the same amount as regular palisade walls. Mangonels find a good volley there. Mangonel does go down there. Warrior monk persuade forward. Horsemen try and charge way forward, try and get some damage on these forces. Whereas the Science Force backing off, doesn't really want to fight near those Mangonels. He has a bunch of palace on the field and going for more crossbows. The Roost player has no heavy units in the field. His crossbows are not going to be useful. The Roost player's crossbows will be useful against those Palace Guard. And he does also have, the Azuzi's Legacy player does have the veteran spearman research as well. Again, he's going for a little fort there. We do not have Temple Sun being researched or being employed in the field, which will give him some configurable bonuses.
Я построю скоро.
Palace Guard moving around, trying to find another opportunity to engage. They are moving very fast. I think Divine Haste, yep, Divine Haste has been deployed now. So these guys move as fast, almost as fast as Knights and Scouts. Handful of Rus Orhus villagers could go down here. But I'm not sure where he's going. He's going straight for the gold mine.
来吧，是时候散散步了。
Handful of Palace Guard moving over here. That's too many for the villager to try and shank. He do got the elite army attacks not being deployed out by the Zuzi's legacy player. And all of his siege weapons are inside this little fort here, which can be very effective, but his opponent can just avoid it. So it's going to be hard to avoid it since it's in the middle of the map. And wooden palisade walls are pretty good at keeping the flanks secure. May need to go to the Spritskaya Tower and get stone walls in that case. But those are simple enough to counter. Horsemen engaging these various crossbows. Palace Guard engaging these villagers. We have another Rus town center back here. It's all early, I never made a note of it. Some of these villagers getting hacked apart. Rus crossbows moving around. There's also a wooden fortress here, strange enough, that may be meant for the improved wood drop off, as well as buy some good villager storage in this region. Of course, he does not have any +1 range damage, which means those wooden fortress arrows are quite weak. Walls taking some damage. Feudal Age crossbows will have a bit of trouble, or not Feudal Age crossbows. Castle Age crossbows have trouble versus these fully upgraded Palace Guard. And plus they almost have every single blacksmith research barring the range damage. Excuse me. He also has a good number of some number of grenadiers. Against Rus, that won't be too great. Rus tend to rely on Streltsy, which do outrange Grenadiers unless he goes for the increased range of from the Temple of the Sun. Does pin all those villagers, killing them off. He could actually torch down the keep, but there's only 4 villagers in there, nothing too significant. More wooden palisade walls going on up. There's actually just straight up an opening here. He did not properly wall this region off. Now it's going to bring in some battering rams in the middle of all this foliage. It's going to be hard to actually spot all of this since there's going to be a lot of line of sight blockers. So we may see an ambush from the Palace Guard or from the battering rams. Plus it's a pretty sizable choke point here. The Palace Guard will have trouble breaking through. Oh! That was quite a bit of damage to the Palace Guard. They may be elite Palace Guards, but they still don't like to receive that much splash damage. Now the crossbows are trying to get in the mix, but I think the Magnalos quick going down. The crossbows are still not elite because he's simply not age 4, and the Palace Guard's high quality nature right now is just going to be very good. But he will probably lose all these Palace Guards, but he more than did their Valley Wolf of damage. Plus, we've got the Battering still alive trying to destroy the keep. He may take out this, does take out the Spring Gold as well. Down here, we do have crossbow and Palace Guard engaging it out. And the crossbowman does go down. He is Ming Dynasty, which means increased damage, so they're 15% faster and 50% more damages. That's probably a hard way of putting that. The villagers will shank this Palace Guard. Exiles have been researched. Ming Dynasty, which means he's gone for the Shaolin Monastery. No, he went for the Zuzi's Legacy. Ming's final. He hasn't gone for the Yuan Dynasty, so he can't get. So all he needs to get is the Shaolin Monastery. But whether that, can't remember what the Yuan Dynasty provides. Ming Dynasty offers damage, so he may not want to go for anything else. Oh, those Grenadiers are going to do some good extra damage, won't they? Though he only has a small number of them still. I think he has chemistry research as well, because 10 plus 15%, that should be around, yeah, he has chemistry research. So these are 16 damaged Grenadiers. I don't know how effective that is going to be. High armor now being built by the Rus player. I'm not sure. Maybe as much as nice the high armor is, maybe the Spritskaya tower would be better for the keep, which has like twice the amount of health and the weapon placements. Because right now, he may need a solid defensive emplacement. We got more of these pockets here. He's going for a lot of these wooden forts. Oh! Got some UN Raiders. UN Raiders don't offer any additional siege damage, but do offer bonus damage for villagers. They offer good ranged armor as well. Attack speed, their damage is decent right now. They do hit faster than horsemen. How much do they cost? They actually cost the same amount as a horseman, but they're just straight up an upgrade. Good to know. He does activate Divine Charge, getting even more damage. So they're right now at 25 damage. They do get the bonus damage versus workers, but not bonus damage versus range. But I'll still say they're more of an anti-range unit because of their higher base range armor. Additionally, they're not classified as heavy, so they would be good for both archers and crossbows. Though we are seeing Streltsy production. So far, it's just still see regular horsemen on the field. The siege weapons will quickly go on down. Right now, Science a massive army. This player is very far behind. He's trying to train the Streltsy, but he does get overran. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. I just realized I didn't have my Rumble stream up the entire time. Doesn't look like anybody's chatted. Let's see now. Now is the 54-second too short? A little bit too short. At this point in time, I've raised my... That's probably... I was going to say raised my standards of what the length of replay is. That's a horrible way to say it, but... I'm now eyeing for a 25-minute or longer replay, so I'm at 20-minute. Since now I've went from trying to do 2 replays releases per day, which is honestly quite an absurd amount. One for 25-minute ones does offer a little bit more meat to those replays, as well as more convenient for trying to release 1 per day. Greetings everyone, Angrade here for another HPRS 4 replay. Well, on the bottom left side is a Cyan Byzantine. We have Knock Knock. Who's there? As spawned on the top right side as the green Zuzi's Legacy, we have Jonder, Depp. When it comes to map generation, we got the deer a little up the hill, so a little bit more exposed, but can't be securable with the amount of choke points. This deer is a little bit more in the open, but next to some golden trees, so a good spot for another town center. Over here, see the Byzantine player. Berry deposit a little bit farther away. His initial one is closer, but contestable. He does have a relatively safe deer deposit next to some berry bushes. Very good amount of food there. More, I mentioned that one. Other deer deposits way over here, next to the relic. Cisterns now pulled on the field as well. Number of sheep being collected by both sides. Looks like Science do a little bit better. Does miss out on these 2 sheep here. Grand Winery now being pulled on the field. Meditation Gardens. Meditation guards will be placed in the middle of these 2 berry deposits, which should give him, let's see, each one will be what, 36? So perhaps 72 food per minute, which is not bad. You know, this map, if you really scout it out, could give you a bit more resources, because it tends to be a bit more congested, but that's simply not the case. It may skim the stone deposits, so you may get also a decent amount of stone, so this may be a good spot for it. You will definitely get maybe a handful of wood chips as well. Maybe the kids in this from his town center plays the game pick up sticks around those trees. That's how they collect up those sticks, I'm guessing. And does get collect some stone, so that looks like a good spot. A little bit of stone generation can go a long way, especially just get out the free candy cane near slits, or should I say, mostly paid for, since the stone will be free. You still have to collect a bit of gold for it, of course. Blacksmith going on up, archery range as well, and he's supervising the Zunchnu, so he's going to be a bit aggressive. Grand wineries on the field. Let's see, mercenary camp. We've got stables. Let's see what Sapahi could be very useful. Go for his own Zunchnus. Actually, mercenary war elephants could be quite interesting, though it's pretty common to see if he goes for mercenary war elephants, then we're likely to see 10,000 bolt crossbowmen against them. So perhaps not. They can use Zunchnus to engage the Zunchnus. Sapahi wouldn't be half bad. Nice thing about it as well, if you go for the mercenary camps around one of the trade posts, the Golden Tower will build those units as well. And assuming you don't progress up in leveling, you could get out like permanent kill Zunchnus of your own. Sapahi are not half bad as well, being the heaviest of all the horsemen. And mercenary arbaleteers could always be quite nice, but he is, let's see, we do have a mercenary camp in the field going for the Western mercenary contract. I'm sort of surprised we didn't see the Silk Road mercenaries for the javelin throwers. Either way, got the scout and horseman there. So these units going on down, does take out a horseman there. Got these forces pushing forward. One of his villagers do go down, and a mercenary, or not mercenary horsemen, do take some bit of damage there. Going for a round of mercenary longbow, which are going to be good against the Zunchnus. It's all for a good range against them. Looks like these villagers may go down there. We do also drop sheep carcass here. Not all the berries have been collected on up. Currently right now he does have 28 berries, or olive oil. We can't afford any more longbowmen at this round, so it doesn't have to really cook them up at this moment. You can always cook them up a little bit later. Horseman charging way forward, trying to get some more hits on those villagers. Right now is playing Ring Around the Rosie. Spearman doing a good job of keeping the horsemen at bay. And now got the outpost there. One horseman does go down. Could upgrade it to hand cannoneer slit, which he is. More Byzantine archers now being employed on the field. Click some of these berry bushes there. The meditation gardens could be disturbed. Ah, there we go. We're getting 3 wood per minute. So whatever kid they have collecting up, playing the game pickup 6 is doing a good job. Got a single spearman here. He's going to engage, but he is taking some damage, including from town center, hand cannon near fire. Good news introduced here versus a whole bunch of longbowmen. We got +1 damage, plus range armor for Zuzi's Legacy. Got neither of those upgraded to the Byzantine player. So those Zunchnews will do a lot more damage. Got these forces pushing their way forward. Handful of olive groves here as well. Horsemen charging way forward. The horseman does go down. We do now have the battering ram now built.
Προσοχή! Υπακούω! Δόξος έτοιμος. Αποχωρήσατε. Κινήθητε στρατιώτες.
Battering ram pushes his way down south. We've got a handful of housing here. Archers and longbowmen push way forward, getting some damage onto those palace guard. And the spearman does go down there. Over here we do now the horsemen go on down. As these forces are on top of the cliff side, so longbowmen will have a decent spot to gauge from. Zunchnews hitting some of those longbowmen. He has a +1 range armor, which is probably a bit more important to go for first against fighting against Zunchnews. Horsemen charging way forward, longbowmen archers being microed away. Got some early palace guard to hold in the field. Zunchnews just getting overran by the horsemen. All those forces starting to quickly go on down. Oh, quite a bit of overkill then on that one.
Έτοιμοι, περιπατείτε. Αποχωρήσατε.
Σαγιτάτορε, έτοιμοι.
Forces backing on off. We do have these horsemen of region. Does take some damage there. Horsemen should be able to deal with those palace guard. The horsemen there in good numbers. Zunchnews being engaged by these various forces. All these forces moving around. He has only 4 longbowmen remaining. Does not have enough oil for another round of them. Horsemen engaging all the palace guard now, able to use their numbers to clean them all up. Got these longbowmen archers backing on off as well. These forces are starting to fall back now.
Προσοχή! Τούτο πράτο.
Horsemen backing on off. Do now have a battering ram here being built. Then of olive oil stored on up, or should I say Creo Siphon. Jangan Tower not being put on the field, which is the other Age 1 landmark, which will progress him to the Song Dynasty. And he'll also get a bit of rebate upon building military structures. So that could be very useful before I start building stables. Horse moving around, they could disturb the gardens. 66 food per minute, 25 stone per minute. A number of Zunchnews back here. Do get a decent volley there. Creo Siphon now pushes way forward. quite a bit of damage onto the batting on these archer ranges. And the archers and longbows can stay nice and back with them in order to protect them. Trio Siphons gain some good damage. Archer range starting going down next. His force back here just not really accumulating. Not building any more units. It's almost all the resources consumed. I wasn't paying attention up here, but he has no reserve of resources. And what he had a whole large number of idle villagers. Or maybe he was moving around. He's not aging up. He's starting to build some more Palace Guard and Zunschnus. Overall, Palace Guard would be pretty good. Maybe Palace Guard or Horsemen. His opponent has not pulled out a good number, or any number of them, Tanny. So, going for his own Horsemen in good numbers would probably be pretty good. Zunschnus will be generally effective, but I would probably advise transitioning to a more Horsemen Palace Guard composition. And more emphasis on the Horsemen, I would say. Zunschnus are now pushing way forward, a small number of them providing some great fire support. Now I've got the battery runners pushing way forward. That's one way to disturb the Meditation Gardens, by setting it on fire. All the Palace Guard and all the Horsemen are cleaned on up, just leaving a handful of Zunschnus. He needs whatever melee units he has to engage those battering rams. He can, for the Trio Siphons, let the Zunschnus engage his opponent's army. We've got a good number of archers not being put on the field. And push his way forward. The Byzantine opponent's going for more Horsemen to help engage these Zunschnus. Both Trio Siphons knocked down. Meditation Garden severely disturbed. Down to 18-6. Horsemen are starting to close on those archers. Palace Guard and Horsemen have the same natural armor rate at this point in time, or should I say early Palace Guard. And so the Horsemen offer a little bit more speed and bulk to help engage these archers than the Palace Guard, early Palace Guard. As well as a bit more damage as well, offering higher bonus damage. Horsemen do 18 damage per strike, as well as the Palace Guard's early Palace Guard's just 9. In fact, if you look at the early Palace Guard compared to Horsemen, early Palace Guard does 9 damage and has 120 health, while being pretty slow for the Horsemen. Horsemen have 125 health, 9 damage as well, and much higher speed. Though I suppose the early Palace Guard does technically have higher DPS with a higher swing rate. But overall, the Horsemen against opposing archers will be better. And generally, in most cases, better. After all, Palace Guard is actually slightly more expensive. It's when they get the other ages, they'll be a little bit better. Well, of course, Palace Guards don't really have a hard counter to them, being a heavy infantry, while Horsemen have a hard counter in the form of spearmen. You may hear my drink open up. My apologies. Got these forces migrating up north. Got +1 melee damage out of the way for the Zuzi's Legacy. Horsemen do take some damage there. More early Palace Guard now being put on the field. And yeah, in small numbers like that, they're just getting ripped apart. Opponent does have +1 damage. Palace Guard engaging these various forces. Crossbows backing on off. More Palace Guard are able to connect with some of those archers. Zunschnus backing on off from the Horsemen. Green's army should probably still be cleaned on up. Right now, Science Horsemen can engage Palace Guard in reasonable head-to-head combat. Golden Horn Tower now being built. So the Byzantine player will be aging out. The Zuzi's Legacy player is very far from aging up. They do also have very similar villager numbers. Just Green has a slight advantage and does also have both sides have lost 3 villagers as well. And Green has transitioned to mass granary economy, so we've got pretty much a full granary setup already in Feudal Age. And this has been a prolonged Feudal Age. He does have 40 villagers on food right now, and a handful of villagers on wood. And a very small number of villagers on gold. You know, the Byzantine player's aged up. Zuzi's Legacy player will be fighting against a tech advantage very soon. There's a very small window to clean up this force before they have a massive tech advantage. But right now, the tech advantage is just going to be the veteran mercenary contracts. And also Varanian Guard. He's starting to transition to Longbowman Varanian Guard, looks like.
Τι θέλεις? Την διαταγή σου τ' ακούω. Προς τους εχθρούς εγγύζω.
Varanian Guard trying to engage these forces. Palace Guards are a little bit wounded. They should be able to run the path of Varanian Guard no problem. They have, of course, the mana armor speed, while the early Palace Guard has Musafadi warrior speed. They're just getting stabbed there as well. Palace Guard still keeping their distance. Transitioning over to this gold deposit now. Mount Lu Academy, so the Zuzi's Legacy players on age up. He has plenty of food, not a lot of wood nor gold. With the amount of food he has, I would assume he may have would have tried to go for the Shaolin Monastery to get out some Shaolin monks. Guess not. He has way too much food. Hopefully has a mark in the field. There's quite a bit of taxes he can get here as well. Science now trying to get a whole bunch of gold here. Also, we'll have a cistern nearby. Also be in a good position to help collect up some stone there as well. Regular Palace Guard now being pulled on the field. We got there's the Mount Lu Academy going for the faster Imperial officials. Going to be whipping them into shape. After all, no, that's the regional inspections. Single whip reform is how you whip them into shape. Because after all, threatening someone with a whip is pretty effective at making them not be at a certain location quicker. His forces sort of falling back now. We do now have that now complete. A +1 range armor. He already has +1 melee armor for the Byzantine player. Varanian Guard right now has 7 melee armor, so this Palace Guard would do 4 damage per hit. No, 6 damage per hit. They can get the 7. Up north, we do have single cataphract here. Cataphracts are much more expensive than standard cavalry at a rate of 330, but they're much more heavier. Palace Guards still running away, take some severe damage. There goes that cataphract. These forces taking more damage. Oh, one's even more wounded, 1 health remaining. More Palace Guard and crossbows to forward. These guys really could use a monk. I was getting the formation there. I would say it's actually probably a good idea to find a monk for them. Heal them up with a monk will pay for themselves. Speaking about monks, this monk does find a relic. Does get a good follow into him, but the monk has enough health to play around with. Monk stays alive. He does have one relic in the Grand Winery. Palace Guard and crossbows charging way forward. Crossbows being focused on by longbowman, very nice. You could try pushing that monk over here to go for Wolo. I suppose the monk is far too wounded for that. Vanguard trying to pursue these Palace Guard. These Palace Guard backing on off. Crossbows take out that a monk there. Got some villagers here. Or these villagers now getting hacked apart. All these villagers getting hit. Or Vanguard now falling back. Also got some lance connects to Blood of You. Most of them being pulled out by the Golden Horn Tower. But they should be decently effective versus these Palace Guard, able to get some good AoE damage. Though against the Zunshus, they will take quite a bit of extra damage. Cataphract does go down there. Brandon Guard engaging the Palace Guard. Crossbows get a good volley there. One lance connects now mix on in, gains some decent damage. Lance Connect does go down. Another round of Lance Connects should be almost deployed out. A longbowman eyeing for those crossbows. Palace Guard have now broken through the Varangian Guard and signed us back of the game. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on the next replay. Let's go and find another player. Last online 1 hour ago. And hidden. And hidden. Here we go, got some replays here. 25 minutes. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another HPowers 4 replay. Spawn on top side as the blue Ayubids, we have Ilona. Spawn on south side as the yellow Ottomans, we have Beastie. Who's immediately going for some stone. He's eyeing for his early military school. Ayubids do get improved berry collection, so we may see a faster age up for the Ayubid. I'll go for military reinforcements. This was not being built. Gold mine as well. When it comes to map generation, of course there's 3 large gold deposits on this map. It's more or less a King of the Hill map. There's a handful of deer along the flanks, so eventually somebody could either professional scouts or stealing them all. Also a large deer deposit, relatively close by for yellow, both for Islamic, so no boar. Deer deposit relatively close to berries, pretty safe location for blue. Yellows, of course, is around some trees, though going for a secondary town center right here could be very useful, not only keeping this gold secure, but also keeping this gold secure. Bit of wood secured, food secure. I would say a secondary town center right around here wouldn't be half bad. We do now the age up, military ring reinforcements. There's also quite a bit of berries over here. Ottomans do not get improved berries, so expanding up here is not too great for him. But for the Ayyubid player, that should be pretty good. And Medoris now being employed in the field, which will give him some good wood generation. Not wood, food. It'll give him 4 village worth of food collection. Or 4 wood collection tax points. I am really screwing up my words right now. So we got, of course, the spearmen being annoying. Once military reinforcements gets researched, they should be able to go switch to archer mode and start putting some arrows into this spearman. Add some torches there onto the outpost. Very soon clicked on up. Villager is backing off, has 8 health, which is, and the spearman has 7 damage, so they can still withstand 1 more shot. There is the Desert Raider. Does switch to archer mode and does have a decent bow. It does get the kill on that villager there. Very nice. Desert Raider now heading down south. Spearmen as well. Let's see, what is the Ottoman player eyeing? He has 2 villagers in stone, so maybe eyeing for more of the military schools. Desert Raider push way forward. He does have these regular spearmen on the field. Of course, the Desert Raider does have 5 melee armor, so can withstand quite a bit of extra damage from the spearmen. He'll be doing 19 damage per strike. Upgrading them to regular hardened spearmen would allow them to get a lot more bonus damage, as well as a little bit extra health and damage. That's gonna back on off there. You have an arrow slipping researched by the Ayyubid player next to the gold deposit. There are 6 villagers there, so not all the villagers get inside the outpost. Spearmen trying to pursue the Desert Raider now. Scout on the berries. Spearmen staying alive for now. Do now a good number of Sipahi now being pulled on field. Looks like the free Sipahi will take a little bit more time. They'll come out by the time the 3rd Sipahi comes on out. Now the Sipahi charges way forward. Does get affected by the camel and ease, but the bonus damage is going to be very useful. But you can receive quite a bit of bonus damage in return, doing 26 damage per strike. More Sipahi being put on the field. And now you have the age up, economic growth, which will give the Ayyubid player a pretty good spike in villagers. He is down by 1 villager, which is a bit of a problem, but this will even out, plus give his berry deposits a bit more capacity. That one does go down. He could use the Fortitude ability on this one here, if it was focusing on the other one. Desert Raiders do move relatively slow compared to Spahi. Spahi do move slower than regular horsemen, but they're much heavier than regular horsemen. One more strike, he will go down, but he will stay alive.
لدي مهمة؟ ما حاجتك؟
Stable now has been built. So it's going to see some Camel Lancers upon age up. The age up is almost complete. There is no... It's bugged, but it doesn't show the age up progress in the replay viewer. More of the Desert Raiders now being pulled on the field.
مرحبا.
The Pahi pushing way forward. The age up is complete in 18 seconds.
لدي مهمة؟
He also doesn't have Golden Age Tier 1 somehow. Though in this structure, you'll get Golden Age Tier 1, which will give him plus 10% collection rate on all resources. Very powerful. Tries to play to these villagers. The free Desert Raiders are providing quite a bit of pressure. Let's take out that one Desert Raider now. Now got Camel Lance on the build queue. Desert Raiders quickly going down, thanks to Spahi's bonus damage. And I think we saw the Fortitude ability activated. Yep, the Fortitude was activated there. And he does cancel that structure there, which means no Golden Age Tier 1. Head Imperial Armory not being pulled on the field. Good number of villagers collecting up gold. He wants those Camel Lancers. Desert Raiders starting going down. Here comes a Camel Lancer. Does get a nice impalement there. More of these villagers starting to go down there. Huh, am I crazy? Shouldn't he have more villagers right now? He went for economic growth, or does he need more housing space for it? He does have Golden Age Tier 1, but I don't see the free villagers. You should get like 8 villagers, right? But it's still 33. He's only killed off 2 villagers, so that is the disparity there. But he should have 8 more villagers. Oh, there we go. They just popped out. I didn't see them on build queue or anything like that. It just takes time to build them. I thought I was late enough for that. I'm just an idiot. Survival techniques now researched by one of its players. Over here, we do now have the Camel Lance engaging some of the Sipahi. You may want to go for some more melee armor. He is going for a Dervish now in order to get the better collection rates. Local Doggo does go down. Now here's the next question. What will he age up with next? Probably Culture Wing Advancement to get cheaper age 4. Probably not, or go for the Atabegs. Likely not the Trader Ring Bazaar, and definitely not Logistics. We do not have a Metro deployed on the field with supporting out the Sipahi and the Scout. Does get some decent damage there. One villager does go down. Thanks to nearby Metro, these Sipahi do attack at a pretty good rate. The Fortitude on, they attack out once every per second. Camel Lancer and Scout way up there. That's not a good spot for them, to say the least. The other player does have a decent amount of gold stored on up, not much of the other resources. David has some food, but not much of anything else. Right now, Blue's just trying to claim the relics. There's Dervish there. Spearman does get taken out. They're also got around Janissaries. Let's back on out and take a look at the Vizier. He has gotten for Antonian Hills and the military campus. Got a Wolo there, nice and early. Dervish making the conversion. Ooh, great delete at the last moment. And in that case, it was actually still his colorless unit. It's not one of those things where it converts or shortly after gets deleted off shortly after the conversion. His units were still his color, so that was a very, very well timed delete. Imam does get impaled there. Janissary gets some good damage as well. Janissaries should be very effective against these Camel Lancers, doing bonus damage versus cavalry and having a surge attack speed. The Ayyubid player, if he sees some large number of Janissaries, he may want to go for his unique Mangonel variant. He can employ them out with his Camel Lancers. The man, still don't know how to pronounce that. Never bothered looking it up because by the time I get on stream each day, I forget about anything I want to look up, like how to pronounce this name. Manjanki. Oh, I butchered that. Dervish is starting to go on down. We got regular horsemen here. Some feudal age horsemen will get ripped apart by the spearmen Janissaries. Camel Lancers now charging way forward with some torches. We've got Mangonel deploying a field, probably from the head Imperial Armory. Mangonel rolls a miss. Should have kept those villagers inside that outpost a little bit longer. Crossbow firing away. More crossbows. Janissary firing as well. Overall, if he's continue fighting against cavalry, he should maintain the Janissary production. But if he actually does start fighting against Guillaumes, then it'd be a good idea to start switching to crossbows. Because right now, I don't think the crossbows are really in order for the Ottoman player. They are cheaper than the Janissaries, of course. Janissaries cost a heavy amount of gold. Well, the crossbows also cost more in the food department. Dervish just capture the sacred site there. Spearman trying to stop that sacred site from being captured. The attack move will find the Dervish, but he should escape on out of there. Up north, we do got a pretty sizable yellow army here. Mostly composed of Spearmen, handful of Janissaries, one crossbow, one Sipahi, and one Metter. Has Ayyubid player queued up an age up? No, he's not. We do have Golden Age Tier 2 as well. More palisade walls not being built. Good archer hits there. Takes a Sipahi as well. Going for more Sipahi would be a good idea. He does have the range armor activated on the Metter. Both tickets bites there. Another Wolo activated, but he does get that Imam killed off by the Camel Lancers. We got two Mangonels here that can rip apart these archers, but does appear to be a spot of them. Survival technique is now being researched by the Ottoman player. He's starting to collect some of the deer. Springald does get a shot there. Archer's firing away. Janissaries fire. Good spear brace there. Archer's pushing way forward. Springald firing away. Gains fits in on the Mangonels. While Mangonel does go down, Archer's to take a pretty good volley there. Springald needs another shot. Mangonel gets another shot. Gains some damage. Archer's charging way forward, trying to focus on the Janissaries. These archers are now engaging over here. Because he does have the Sultan's Mamelukes. Crossbone all remains. And this relic is going to be cleaned up by Blue. Severely wounded. Pass heal on cooldown. Villagers will shank that spearman. But got some man-at-arms and spearmen and a janissary push way forward. Blue probably needs to clear that area of a keep. At this point in time, it's probably better for them to put keeps instead of the map. The food is more of a sideshow. It's risky to claim it all, but it can be quite decent. You also have improved berry capacity as well, so they're up to 450 food. There's a lot of food for the IB player to collect on up. And America as well does get affected by agriculture does get affected by horticulture. It says does not apply to hunted meat. This is not hunted meat.
Ev amiri intizar edin beyler.
Arzun nedir?
Imam does take some damage there. Crossbow and man-at-arms will go down. Blue's now starting to break his way forward. Got additional towns nearby the Ottoman player. He has about one village advantage at the moment. He also has a Mangonel here for defense. More spring calls now being pulled out. Mangonels, of course, are from the Mahid Imperial Armory. Man-at-arms push the way forward. Got some Ghiloms now being pulled out as well. Also going down now. That was a nice little opening. Villagers partially get out of town center. Some of them still inside. They don't have any siege weapons here, but can start slowly forcing it down for all these melee units. Got a good number of janissaries here. Ghiloms engaging some of these man-at-arms and crossbow. Archers being engaged by Ottoman man-at-arms there. Council is taking some damage. Mangonel fires, does lose whatever siege weapon that was. Got mass heal now active. Mangonel finds a good volley there. Nearby units starting just to disintegrate by the janissaries. Janissaries have really high attack speed. They offer good damage. Everything else is falling on back. Got a bit of damage there. We got the mills starting to receive some damage. Mangonel fires, get some decent damage on those archers. Ghiloms push way forward. Ghiloms will take a lot of abuse. They have 6 armor. The janissaries have 16 damage. So they'll do 10 damage per shot, still a decent amount. Ghiloms do offer a high health compared to man-at-arms. All the Ghiloms will go down. Still a good number of janissaries remaining. Those army is much higher than Aibid players. Archers and crossbows backing on off now. And some of those main arms are being cleaned up by the crossbows. Spy will go down. These villagers are now trying to back on off. Does actually go to another berry deposit up here, trying to avoid these forces who are in a general move order that direction, and now move on back. Got a number of Ghiloms and crossbows here. And now the villagers collect up those berries, but still got some good number of Spahis here to engage those villagers. The Ottoman player does have more villagers right now, thanks to the secondary town center.
هيا أسرعوا. Mermiler gelir. Hadi Emir'e. صوبوا عليهم الآن.
Spahi does take a bit of damage there.
المجد والشرف.
Up here, Camel Lancer falling on back. Well, not a good idea to go with any more of them. There are too many Janissaries, I believe, in part of the army. And Janissaries are a really good hard counter to cavalry.
Evamir Vürudeyn. Hareket için hazırım. Ateş eylerler. Hem de bize. مستعد. سكوت إلي. أساكر.
These forces are trying to migrate around to find these villagers. Spahi does go down to the Gilons. Numerous Spahi are here.
ينبغي لهذا أن يظل حتى بعد مماتي.
Over here, got these forces soft trading away. Can't secure out these berries. Spahi moving all around.
بذلت مجهودا جيدا.
A number of spearmen here. Camel Lancer charges way forward. Spahi will take some significant amount of damage from those spearmen and some good damage from the Gilons. Gilons do have basically 50% attack speed compared to regular man at arms.
على استعداد لبعض العمل.
Got these forces pushing the way forward. Spahi charged way forward, getting some damage on these villagers. Some of these villagers are a little bit exposed, being put forward. Over here, do have Keep here. They also want to clean up the central gold. Hanging out, eyeing for a volley on these forces. Gets a decent volley there. And blue does back the game. This and great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see. $19 minutes, a little bit short. 16 is too short. 12 is too short. 13 is too short. That's a modded map. Let's not do that one. I'm pretty sure this is another modded map. Unplug Archipelago. Let's void some of these customs. This is with these, I think I actually perused this player's replays yesterday. So let's just head on to another player. "17 days ago, 1 day ago." Avoid the custom maps. And so on all my game side too, we've had a decent pace now. I swear, I don't know why, but my computer does not like the menu in this game. And it's not just one of those things where streaming consumes resources. Even when I'm not streaming, the main menu is laggy for me. Here we go, 36 minutes. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn bottom left side is Yellow Holy Room Empire player, we have Valdemar. Spawn top right side is the Pink English, we have Puppy Paw fan. Does go for a Parafarm opener. Scout heading down south. Find the deer and berries there. Oh, look at this. The English player has 3 gold deposits and a nice line in the back line. Also good number of deer back here as well, so he has a good amount of resources. Plus, he actually has a bit of a natural border here. He has a line of trees as well, so the English player has a pretty good map generation. Natural boundaries, safe gold, safe deer deposit, which it gives the English player enough food to not worry about, so he can delay his farm, even though he really wants to get his farms out. William Empire player does find some deer up here. And now got the Menwar Palace by the Holy Room Empire, not Order Dragon. So looks like the Holy Room Empire player is going to be aggressive. The Menwar Palace is a very good landmark for a Russian. You can get out the cheaper blacksmith research as well as a faster siege engineers. Plus, you don't have to take time to spend resources to build out a blacksmith. So we probably will see so you get some of the other upgrades like marching drills. Is that blacksmith or is that barracks? I always forget. The heavy weapons and two-handed weapons are barracks upgrades, but you can also get faster marching drill as well, I believe. Faster and cheaper. Oh, it doesn't have march. Okay, it doesn't get marching drill. In fact, wait a second. There was a third upgrade there. Did they remove the upgrade, or is now marching drill just now passive? I could have sworn. Huh? Did they make marching drill passive now? They also made it a bit more stronger. It's no longer 40%, 40%, now it's 50%, 50%. Oh yeah, marching drill is not free. I guess I don't remember reading that from previous patch notes. Huh. Assume they always research and I just always miss it being researched. Oops. Scout here. We do now have this horseman charge his way forward. You know, I'm sort of surprised they made marching drills a free upgrade. I mean, a feudal age Holy Roman Empire is already pretty strong, and taking time to research that is relatively balanced, I would say. It is a powerful upgrade. I mean, Holy Roman Empire is basically one of the premier infantry civilizations. And now as well, with the Menwar Palace, you can get some of the heaviest knights in the game as well. You can get up to 10-10 armor knights versus the English players' 10-10 armor man-at-arms. Additionally, you can get +2 melee armor both for your horsemen and your spearmen. Longbowman being put on the field. He's now going for, he got +1 range armor, going for +1 range damage. Got a decent number of spearmen and longbowmen here. Scout does take some damage there. Spearman backing on off, longbowman firing away. Longbowman takes some damage. Longbowman now being connected. Archer is firing away, pushing away forward, gets some good damage on those spearmen. Horseman still dancing around, trying to find more open engage those longbowmen. Overall, Yellow's doing a great job killing off everything. He could fall back, but that's a lot of wound units. He could perhaps fall back to a prelate to get them all healed up. Maybe worth it, because right now, any follow-up engagement will quickly disintegrate due to his wounded units. If the horsemen are severely wounded, he needs to fall back to approach some of those wounded units.
Ritere bereit.
Don't see any prelate pushing his way forward over here. He still has one prelate,
Aufgabe.
which is probably inspiring something to collect faster. Looks like, oh, looks like he's out of sheep, going for the deer now. Holding back the prelate is going to be very important.
Geheiße mich. Geheiße Queeman. Ja, geh. What?
أين أرنتي؟
Ja,
Wolf gains some bites up here. More horsemen push their way forward, fresh ones. Right, these villagers are along the flank.
Du bedarfst Bestan.
Satteret Hof. Stedet ich nu. Yes, sir. Stedet ich nu.
Scout now heading to center. We got a good number of spearmen here, and as well as longbowmen. Right now, man-at-arms wouldn't be a half bad option. Getting a good bulk against both the horsemen and against the archers. Man-at-arms do beat horsemen in 1v1 combat. General move order is not good. Takes some free damage there. Horsemen start going down. These forces can't push any farther forward, looks like. That one does go down.
Strele Fuse.
More of those spearmen does go on down. Archers moving around, so are the spearmen and longbowmen heading to the center of the map.
Machet bereit.
Archers trying to gauge these forces. Longbowman does go down. Got an early man-at-arms. They have +1 range armor as well, so they have 4. His opponent archers will only do 2 damage each.
Marschiert! Legionäre in Bewegung!
These forces are starting to fall on back now.
Nu, Dionost!
Got these longbowmen, spearmen pushing the way forward. Bolgraf Paulus now being deployed on the field. So he's on to be a bit more aggressive. Bolgraf Paulus will give him quite a bit of barracks production. In fact, that'll give him all the barracks production he probably likely needs. And we do have these forces still pushing way forward. Archers falling on back. Outposting some fires. Some of the berries has been cleaned on up. Villagers back getting away from the deer deposit. A little bit too vulnerable. Transitioning to all these berries. Berries not a great food source, but a food source. Outpost taking some damage there. Bolgraf Palace almost complete. Up here we do have horsemen moving around. Single man arms here causing some trouble.
Komme zur Ordnung, Ritere.
Longbowman and Spearman moving around. Only one man-at-arms here to support them out. Now got some of these man-at-arms push forward. He already just got the regular man-at-arms upgrade since it completes almost instantaneously thanks to the Bolgrav Paulus.
Soldenieren bereit zum Eingriff!
Wolf does go down there. Archer's firing away. Archer's starting to be picked off. He's trying to focus on these spearmen first, allowing the horsemen engage, but he is out of horsemen now. No knight production, nor horse production. Going for just actually building nothing at the field. Man-at-arms closing on top of these longbowmen. They have 16 or 6 range armor. This longbowman will do 1 damage per shot until he gets out to the next age. So these man-at-arms production is exactly what he needs. Mass man-at-arms production will rip apart from this player no problem. If he fights against a good number of English man-at-arms as best pretend to somewhat engage in equal footing, then he can simply just get blunt weapons. He does not need 2-handed weapons right now. Unless some sort of precise mathematics I'm not aware of, because I don't know all the exact mathematics in my head. But overall, just man-at-arms production is all he needs. He is going for 2-handed weapons. I say the blunt weapons be much better. They allow him to rip apart through the English man-at-arms. Doesn't have to worry about really engaging the longbowman. Extra damage is nice and all, but not critical at the moment. And now those English man-at-arms is getting his way, imposing a bigger threat. Not necessarily a threat, but a bigger threat. If he has a problem in the region, that could be quite useful getting these guys healed on up. The Holy Vampire player is currently deploying out nothing at the moment. He does have 1 relic picked on up, so he does have a monster in the field. May not have the Regni's Cathedral, but at least can get to relics with his prelate. And that's probably his initial prelate from the beginning of the game. Scout down, not big surprise. There's blunt weapons, so now he can report these forces, but good on these man-at-arms are just far too wounded. Those get inside the outpost, being upgraded for Spring Gold now. Holy Empire player will like to upgrade the Palace of Swabia, or age up with it, but right now he just needs all resources. He's been relying on berries, because like I said before, it's not a great food source. Berries do collect up slower than sheep, so their food collection rate is just simply not good. White Tower not being blown up with the English player. Then guards start getting some crossbows, so probably a good idea to go with the veteran longbowman research. That improves his longbowman damage by 300% against those man-at-arms. Going from 7 damage to 9 damage, then get upgrade to 10 with the additional blacksmith research. So a 300% damage increase is a lot better. White Tower has been spotted. He's going to charge forward, get some damage on in. Some of the villagers are going down. Another man is now starting to back on off. The blunt weapons still be very good against these early man-at-arms. He does not have the regular man-at-arms research, nor the veteran longbowman research. It is worth to go with the veteran longbowman research, even if he is not really planning to build anymore. It just gives a lot more quality to these guys. Let's get the regular man-at-arms research. Armored Clad will be overwhelmed by the 200 weapons, and he has nothing to contend with the blunt weapons and the higher movement speed. Maybe a good idea for the English player not to go for more man-at-arms. Crossbows would definitely be a good idea. Maybe a crossbowman spearman composition. If I remember correctly as well, spearman will offer the same amount of bulk versus man-at-arms. They will offer less DPS, of course, but They offer the same amount of durability.
Something to Sheten. Wave and Sheten!
There's a good number of villagers that collect the deer. He is going to need to collect some wood and collect it up fast because he's going to run out of food pretty quickly. Wolf getting some bites there, and Yellow has claimed the 5 relics. Maybe it would have been better to go for the Regnese Cathedral in the first place. Because right now he has 4 relics that will give him quite a bit extra gold income. The last relic on the field is picked up by him somewhere. Right there. Relic does go down. More crossbows on the way for the English player. He does have veteran longbowman. See there, the longbowman actually did damage. Still not a whole lot of damage per arrow, but much better than what they were before. We also got now the steel barding research, which gave his knights extra armor, so he maybe transition to some knights. His knights at this age should have, what, 8 armor, like the English man-at-arms possibly could have.
Alas, dites to father. Is du so du hättest.
8 armor would make that these longmen do 1 damage each once again. They can get, of course, get up to 9 or 10 damage in this age, so they can do 2 damage per each, but that's still not super great. Try to go for Wolo there. 1 more hit and he's dead. A little bit too late. Possibly if you'd done a little bit early, he could have got saved it or converted. Or at least delayed it, the inevitable. I got the Horseman upgrade. Oh wait, he went for the increased melee armor on Horseman, didn't he? I don't really know those upgrades top of my head based on looking over here. Yep, he went for the increased Horseman Spearman armor research. So he's going to get some Horsemen on the field. Never really looked into +2 melee armor Horsemen versus man-at-arms in this situation, but I'm pretty sure the English man-at-arms are still reigning supreme. Horses starting to head forward. We've got these man-at-arms here in good numbers. 5 crossbowmen here. Among just everything else in good numbers. Maganel now being put on the field. I still think he should go for more man-at-arms to help deal with this army. Curious what the horseman's stats are at the moment. I'm trying to find him. There's the horseman. So yeah, right now has 4 melee armor and 5 range armor. 4 melee armor will make it so these mace attacks will only do 6 damage each, potentially 7 damage. These forces moving around down south. Local doggo getting some bites. Up here, got this horseman charging way forward. 13 damage per strike. Attack speed's, of course, slower than man-at-arms. Yeah, it looks like it still will lose a 1v1 combat against the man-at-arms, even with that extra armor. They also have the same health as well. Keep now being built up here. Another round of mills being put on the field for the Holy Roman Empire player. He has consumed almost all the food in his back line. Still got quite a bit of deer here. Maybe new villagers can be tasked over there to collect that up. He's also collecting a bit of stone here, so the Holy Roman Empire player may get out some keeps. Pink's not being too aggressive at the moment, and right now Pink has a far superior army. Has nearly twice the value, if my math is incorrect, and has far more than double the numbers, triple the numbers. But we do got 3 Mangonels, which can do quite a bit of damage to the archer force. Also, Swabia not being built.
Ich höre dann.
Ich bin bereit zu gehorchen.
Ich help. Where I'm going, that will be. Move it, get us busy.
Got this force moving around. Handful of palisade walls there. With the Palace Swabia, it can enable fabricate villages pretty quickly, but right now the villager count is quite similar. You basically have 3 additional villager queues compared to his opponent. If he really wants to skimp out on food collection, he could actually not build any villagers from this primary town center, since those villagers are still full cost. Mercenary repairs onto the archery range. This area is pretty urbanized, great for the Mangonels. He is trying to build some more man-at-arms at Polgrave Palace, using it as a form of militia production. Emergency production do not got Tithe Bar not being deployed out. He has to redeploy our relics somewhere into the keeps. Yes, all relics as well. Upgrade those keeps with some cannon placements. Outposts with bombards are pretty effective. How about keeps of bombards protecting his farming line? So he does not have the improved gold collection from without the Regni's Cathedral, but he has got a bit of gold in Sphere of Influence. Got gold here, and now Pink's going to try to claim this gold deposit. Pink does cross the T, but that villager will get bopped in the head by some very big bludgeons. Got these forces moving up here to engage. The T is crossed, but everything else is protected. The villagers up here are protected by this keep. There's not a whole lot of villagers up there, so plenty of space for them. The walls are not fully built, but he can still cross. Even if they do get built or even ghosted there, he can still traverse right there. Minor victory there for Pink. Second side captured up there by Yellow. And now I got the veteran horseman research. Was not paying attention to the English player. The English player has upgraded, has aged up to the Warren Guard Palace, getting out some Warren Guard Raiders. It would get around a discounted horseman knights, going for the elite man-at-arms, and now the veteran horseman research. Not sure if the Vanguard Rangers or Vanguard House is going to be able to upgrade. If opponents start really maximizing usage of the steel barding or the upgraded, whatever it's called, for the horseman melee armor, you can go for some Vanguard footmen. Vanguard footmen are heavier footmen. They don't get benefit from the armor-clad research, but they do have great bonus damage as cavalry. Vanguard Rangers do offer good general purpose damage, but he knows he's fighting against, of course, good man-at-arms, so going for them is not so great. Going for the Vanguard Army, basically gave him 2 spearmen, 2 crossbones, and a free trebuchet. Or a trebuchet with a free spearman and crossbowman. Spearmen are not going to be super useful. Them in small numbers, however, actually, I'll think about it, would be decent against the small number of horsemen. But the extra crossbones would be pretty nice to have. Great volley there. Takes out a good chunk of crossbowmen and longbowmen. Plus, the trebuchets are nice, always nice to have. So it does take a bit of time to produce. Wineguard Rangers 25 or Raiders 25 seconds. Wineguard or those are Raiders. Rangers are 45 seconds. Footmen are 45 seconds. And the army is 1.15 seconds. So this, the Wineguard Raiders, pretty quickly. That's basically a 6 stables mixed into one going the Raiders. Since each horseman takes 23 seconds, so rough 25, 23, close enough. And each knight is 35 seconds, so yep, that's basically a times 6 stable with a slight discount. English man-at-arms slicing apart some of those units. Great volley there by the Mangonels. There's 5 of them on the field. So Wineguard Rangers or Raiders seem like a bit more useful being having horsemen to counter it and just not horsemen and horse cavalry base units not being super vulnerable to the AoE splash. Got elite horsemen and elite knights for the English player. You know, it's been a while since I've seen some of those elite knights for the English. You don't really see them all too often. Crossbows, longbowmen, and man-at-arms straightforward. He's not upgrading those forces to elite. If he wants elite longbowmen, he also just go for Wineguard Rangers. Another round of Raiders. Raiders roll. And the man-at-arms should be able to take out this force here. This force is going to go down. Get distracted. Yellow quite a bit of time, but it will not be a good engagement for pink. Got the Raiders now pushing forward to engage these forces. Did have some prelates mixed around to inspire the villager gathering raid. Mangonel's getting some decent hits there. There's also some bombards. Villagers somewhat blocking the movement. He may take out some of the siege weapons. Villagers repairing up some of the siege weapons. One Mangonel goes down, but everything else goes down. That was actually a pretty successful defense there by Yellow. Only one Mangonel goes down? That's pretty good. He is going for a second culver now. He's going for some hand cannoneers. You know, he's fighting against a good number of horsemen, so maybe a good idea to go for a round of Wineguard footmen. Elite, not elite biology. Biology now being researched by the English player. Cannoneers make it overran, but looks like just going to run them by and die. Spearman and Feudal H Archer now engaging. Those walls get cleaned on up. Got a big line of stone walls there. Keep does go down. That's a pink keep. The villagers may have all died. Are these forces pushing way forward?
Sturden men. Hast du Befehlchen für mich? Your company will be welcome, Franks.
Man-at-arms on their way down south, getting some damage onto these horsemen. These horses are starting to move around. And these units taking some damage. Man-at-arms engaging. Mangonels get some damage across the front line. Horsemen, all these horses now engaging the siege weapons, get a nice flank there. Another raider group pushing way forward. Oh, the Mangonels have got disintegrated. Culverin's getting hit as well. It too will go down. Hand cannoneers firing away. English man-at-arms still mix on in, distracting these forces. These Cannoneers have taken some damage, but they're alive. As long as they have at least one hit point, they get the full damage output. Pink's army's falling back. Some Pink's hand Cannoneers are going to get overran. Right now, Pink is just getting overrun. Yellow has to go out some spearmen, going for mass spearmen, horsemen, and men-at-arms. The Blue Fire economy is doing quite well. The English player is having trouble with its own economy. Up north, got these forces torching down some of those walls, but there's still an opening there. Springall does go down. Not really important right now having the Springalls alive. It's not going against any high dangerous siege weapon. There are going to be a pair of bombards in the field, which is more an anti-structure tool rather than something that influences army. These forces getting pretty stacked on top. He's probably going for more hand cannoneers is probably a good idea, but overall it's just getting overwhelmed by numbers. He's going for another round of Weingard Rangers. They are fast producing. White Tower. He could try garrison the White Tower to get a good defensive placement. Another round. Here's this horseman charging way forward. Weingard Rangers almost won a few, but they were on straight to some spearmen. Maybe worth to go for some rangers. They take long to build, but they will be decent against the spearmen. And they do offer good base damage, but right now without incendiary arrows, they may have a bit of trouble. Plus, he is lacking some blacksmith research. Yellow has a good amount of blacksmith research, lacking the range damage. He doesn't not playing a ranged unit, so not important. White Tower's firing away. Do now have another keep over here, so we've got a good number of keeps. Some Pink's villagers are going down as well. Pink's now below 100 villagers. And he does have 2 town centers. His other one is right here. And Cannoneers getting some good damage. More Gil's farmers just streaming on forward. Pink simply does not have the production, but if his hand Cannoneers getting good enough numbers, he can start killing off these units pretty quickly. They're coming out of single file line, or also in a 5 wide file line. White Tower firing away. Got this keep firing away. Has a good amount of garrison, but that also means a good number of villagers not quite enough resources right now for Pink. Yellow's armors are streaming on in. Okay, now it's going to be a single fire line. In fact, this single man-at-arms causing some severe issues. Weingard Palace about to going down. He does have a decent core of these Cannoneers, which can be very cost-effective if he starts engaging that file of units, so they don't group up. Got some man-at-arms and spearmen over there. They'll switch way forward, more stuff being torched on down. Keep firing away. Of course, the Weingard Palace is down, so there's one landmark down. Keep the Council Hall and the Capitol all right there. That would be, what, all the landmarks? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, all the landmarks. I don't know why I'm miscounting my mind. Probably because the last couple games most games I've been casting this game were Zuzi's Legacy and Chinese, so a little bit more than just stated numbers. I had to literally remember how many landmarks you have to destroy. Oh. And that is the actually now realizing, wonder how that game ended. Did it air it out? Sync aired? See, which map was that? Not that one. Here it is. And looks like Valdemar did win the game. Yellow, that was a Holy Roman Empire player. It was a pretty foregone conclusion, honestly. But either way, this is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And I'm getting a little bit tired at the moment, so that's probably my last replay tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.